Welcome back to my channel, Wanderlust Rendezvous. I started early today as I have a lot of distance to cover. I am traveling to the easternmost part of Bali, mainly to visit Pura Besakih. Today my driver is a Balinese lady, Devi Amrita. Devi is a highly religious lady and she requested me if I could allow her to pray while at Besakih, and I was only glad to let her do it. Pura Besakih is the mother temple of all Balinese Hindus, and it is on the highest slopes of Mount Agung, the most revered and the biggest volcano in Bali. On the way, when I saw jackfruit, I asked Devi to stop. It was an opportunity to have a break in our long journey, as well enjoy my favorite fruit. With vast majority of tourists to Bali frequenting popular areas like Canggu, Seminyak, Uluwatu and Ubud, East Bali has remained somewhat quieter than its Bali poster child counterparts, despite being home to some of the island's most iconic landmarks.
Good?
Yeah, we can park here, We can park here and we will walk. We decided to have another pit stop for breakfast. This is a warung you will find all over Indonesia. Warungs are small eating places, often run by family members. Warungs are very popular in Indonesia as they serve very fresh food at very reasonable price. As we are waiting for the food, one young lady is placing chanang sari in front of the warung. While the husband is preparing food, the wife is making a warm orange juice for us. Chanang sari is one of the daily offerings made by Balinese Hindus to thank Sangyang Vidivasa in praise and prayer. Chanang sari will be seen in the Balinese temples, on small shrines in houses, and on the ground or as part of a larger offering. We have stopped at another temple just before reaching Besakih, as Devi wants to offer prayers here. Pura Dalampuri is one of the temples in Besakih Temple complex. Lies about 1 kilometer southwest of main Besakih Temple. This holy temple is related to the certain ceremonies involving deified souls of deceased family members. This is said to be the place where the holy souls are staying after the death ritual Ngaben. Finally, we have arrived at Besakih Temple. What you see in the background is the sacred Mount Agung, the biggest and the most active volcano in Bali. From this gate, we have to make use of this electric vehicle to go up to the temple. The precise origins of the temple are unclear, but its importance as a holy site almost certainly dates from prehistoric times. The stone bases of Pura Penataran Agung and several other temples resemble megalithic step pyramids, which dates back at least 2000 years. It was certainly used as a Hindu place of worship from 1284, when the first Javanese conquerors settled in Bali. By the 15th century, Besakih had become a state temple of powerful Jaljal dynasty. In 1963, Mount Agung had erupted and killed 1700 people, but the lava flow stopped few meters away from the temple. This is considered a miracle by the Balinese people, which is why Pura Besakih holds such a great significance and also referred to as Mother of Temple. There are 3 temples dedicated to the Hindu Trinity. Pura Penataran Agung represents Shiva the Destroyer. Pura Kidulinkradak represents Brahma, the Creator. Pura Batu Madek represents Vishnu, the Preserver. and each can also be identified through colors of their banners: white for Shiva, black for Vishnu, and red for Brahma. What's more, 4 of the temples in the complex reflect 4 forms of God through the cardinal points: Pura Penataran in the north, Pura Kidling in the south, Pura Gelap in the east, and Pura Ulum Kulkul in the west. The name Besakih has its roots in the ancient Sanskrit word Basuki, which later evolved into the ancient Javanese language. In Sanskrit, Basuki signifies congratulations. The omission in the Besakih name traces back to the megalithic traditions, signifying its ancient and sanctified status, predating the influence of Hinduism. It suggests Besakih's origins are deeply rooted in a bygone era, extending well before the introduction of Hinduism into the region. The heart of the complex is the Pura Penataran Agung, dedicated to Shiva the Destroyer. It is here that any Balinese can come to worship, regardless of status, caste, and personal wealth. 2 other adjacent temples are also significant: Pura Penataran to its north, which is dedicated to Vishnu the Preserver, and Pura Kibuling to its south, which is dedicated to the Brahma Creator. Devi, who has come well prepared, carrying a big basket full of offerings, is busy praying at different locations on this massive temple complex. These are mankus, or priests, who extend their service for the devotees. A few hundred meters uphill and to the east of Pura Penataran Agung is the Thunderbolt Temple, or Pura Gelap. I had come to the realization that large public temples in Bali are complexes of multiple temples. We are now walking towards Pura Gelap, the easternmost temple and at the highest elevation among all Besakih temples. The name Pura Gelap may be surprising to many, especially due to the negative connotations typically associated with the word Gelap in Indonesia, that means dark. However, in the context of Pura Gelap Besakih, the term Gelap does not carry the same meaning as it does in everyday language. Here, Gelap refers to the deepest spiritual meaning. The name Pura Gelap is derived not because the place is dark or without light or located in a cave, but quite the opposite. It is situated in an open area filled with light. The word Gelap itself originated from the Kavi language and means lightning from a flash, signifying the source of illumination that radiates throughout the universe. The breathtaking natural scenery also appeals to tourists visiting Pura Besakih Temple complex. Pura Gelap is also one of the Chatur Lava, the 4 directional temples. Represents Deva Ishvara and occupies the eastern or Purva position. Pura Gelap also features the Pelinging Dasara Sapta Patala, a shrine used to worship the god as the soul of the lower world, consisting of 7 layers known as Sapta Patala. These elements of Sapta Patala functions as intended only after receiving the light of the universe. The collaboration of these elements of nature generates the components of the world, leading to the existence of life on earth. Pura Gelap on the highest elevation allows visitors to witness the natural beauty below, including other temples within Pura Besakih complex with greater ease. The air is cool and the natural surroundings are peaceful, making it an ideal destination for spiritual tourism. An ornate dragon stairs lead us up to the temple with a typical architecture, that is 3 courtyards, Candi Bentar, Bale Pegat, Kori Agung, Bale Gong, Bale Piyasan, shrines and Padmasana, and 3-tiered Meru. Symbolized by the color white, which is also a symbol of light, or the sun rays that illuminate the universe, or Bhuvana Agung, keeping it free from darkness. Upon entering this temple area, the dominant color of the temple decorations is white. Batara Ishvara is also the deity of brightness and radiance in both Bhuvana Agung and Bhuvana Alit. The main shrine in Pura Jala Besakih is the Meru Tumpang Tiga, which serves as a means to worship Batara Ishvara as the manifestation of the protecting deity in the eastern direction of the universe. This is Meru Tumpang Tiga. The multi-tiered roof of the Meru symbolizes the embodiment of Dasakara and signifies the essence of Hurip Bhuvana, life of the world. Meru Tumpang Tiga in Pura Galap represent three Bhuvana, namely Bur, Bhuva and Swah Loka. This signifies that Batara Ishvara as the deity enlightens life in these three Bhuvana. The temple complex is a masterpiece of Balinese architecture, boasting towering pagodas, ornately carved stone sculptures and intricately designed shrines. As we dwell deeper into the heart of Bali, we uncover the mesmerizing allure of Besakih Temple, a spiritual beacon that has guided generations of Balinese on their spiritual journey. Besakih Temple, often referred to as the Mother Temple of Bali, stands as the testament to the island's rich cultural tapestry and profound cultural heritage. In Bali, temples are not just religious structures. They are integral to the Balinese way of life. From ceremonies to community gatherings, temples serve as the spiritual and social hubs of each village. They embody Bali's unique form of Hinduism, interwoven with local myths and ancestral worship. Besakih Temple is more than just a place of worship. It is the soul of Bali, encapsulated in stone and ritual. Its significance in Balinese history and daily life is profound, offering a deep dive into the island's spiritual and cultural richness. To truly absorb the essence of Bali, a visit to Besakih Temple is an experience you simply cannot miss. The temple complex is a masterpiece of Balinese architecture, boasting towering pagodas, ornately carved stone sculptures and intricately designed shrines. These architectural elements are not merely decorative, but are laden with profound symbolism, reflecting the Balinese spiritual beliefs and cultural identity. One of the most striking features of Besakih Temple is its towering pagodas, known as Merus, which symbolize the sacred Mount Meru, the center of Hindu universe. These multi-tiered structures represent the cosmic realms and physically link the earthly and divine worlds. Each tier of the pagoda is adorned with intricate carvings and decorative motifs depicting scenes from Hindu mythology and the epic tales of the Ramayana and Mahabharata. Situated at the foot of Bali's highest volcano, Besakih Temple has faced the wrath of Mount Agung's eruption on several occasions. The most devastating eruption occurred in 1963 when lava flows and volcanic ash engulfed much of the surrounding area, including parts of the temple complex. Despite the destruction, Besakih Temple emerged relatively unscathed, with many attributing to its survival to divine protection. There are certainly a lot more to be learnt about Pura Besakih, Balinese religious practices, and the dynamic network of different deities and their dedicated temples in accordance to specific governing rules to ensure that God does not have a reason to be offended by its devotees. Modern subscriptions to logical thinking may poo-poo such superstitious nature surrounding spirituality, and yet at the end of the day, it is often that we turn to rooted beliefs and comfort zones for the answers.